Hello everyone, welcome to Study Biology with Jisha. Today in this video we are going to discuss about sexual reproduction and I'm going to give you the introduction of it. I hope you like the video. If you like it, please share and subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon to get more notifications in this channel. Thank you and have a great video viewing.
Good morning everyone. So today we are going to discuss about sexual reproduction. Now what is the meaning of reproduction? We have discussed in our last class. It is the generation of new species, and on the basis of number of organisms involved in the process of reproduction, we have discussed that there is two types of reproduction. One is sexual and the other one is asexual reproduction. So asexual reproduction we have discussed in the last class, and this class we are going to discuss about sexual mode of reproduction. Now sexual mode of reproduction means there has to be involvement of two parents. So in this mode of reproduction there has to be presence of two parents, and these two parents would be producing two gametes. So each of them will produce two gametes, and one of them will be termed as a male gamete and the other one will be termed as a female gamete. So there has to be two parents of different sexes and they would be producing two different gametes. One produced by the male will be called as the male gamete, and the other, which is produced by the female, will be termed as the female gamete. Now we will be discussing why is this sexual mode of reproduction, why it is so much important and why it is carried out. It has been found that many smaller organisms like algae and fungi, they even shift to a sexual mode of reproduction when there is unfavorable conditions, and sexual mode of reproduction is of course found in higher organisms. Now why is sexual mode of reproduction important? As we all know that asexual is so easy and so less time consuming and less energy consuming, then why is this difficult process required in which two parents are required, they will produce two gametes and all this thing is required? The reason is a sexual mode of reproduction inbuilds variation among organisms. So this variation is made upon, or it is inserted into the newly formed organism by the process of sexual reproduction. Now how does this variation help us? This is already discussed that if there will be variations among living organisms, then the newly formed living organism will be it will be able to survive in the changing environmental conditions, and it will get a survival advantage to survive in any different types of environment. So in sexual reproduction only, there is formation of two gametes. One is from the male parent and the other is from the female parent, and these two gametes are made up of chromosomes of two different organisms. Now when they will fuse, they will produce a novel organism or a novel chromosome or a novel organism carrying different chromosome, and this novel organism will be a variant. It will be having some characteristics of the father and some characteristics of mother, and it will be a variant and it will be having some variations within it. That is why sexual mode of reproduction is more chosen upon than the asexual mode of reproduction. Now the thing is, these parents must be producing gametes. So how do they produce gametes? Now parents are generally having the parents which are having, this is I'm talking about the most convenient method and which is mostly found in higher organisms. I'm talking about higher organisms here, so you keep it in mind. In higher organisms, the parents are carrying 2n number of chromosomes. So they are having 2n number of chromosomes, or they are called as diploid chromosomes. You may have read this in previous classes also. Now when the gamete is formed, this is, let's say this is a male parent, so it will produce a cell which is having n number of chromosomes. So this will be the cell and this is the number of chromosomes, so it will be having n number of chromosomes. Similarly, it will also occur with the female parent. It will also produce a gamete which is also having the half the number of chromosome. The female parent was having 2n and it is producing a gamete which is having n number of chromosomes. So when n and N2 half number of chromosomes, they will fuse, they will form a diploid organism or a 2n number of chromosome carrying organism. So this is how the number of DNA and the number of chromosomes are made stable in every generation. And this gamete or this gamete is otherwise called as a germ cell also, and the fusion of this germ cell causes the formation of new organism. And there is a lot of developmental process involved in it, which we will discuss along when I will be teaching you more detail about sexual reproduction. Now this is the main basic things which we are discussing about sexual reproduction, in which the variant is created, and creation of variant is very important so that it can survive in any kind of changing environmental condition. Of course, variations are also incorporated because of many other agents like UV radiations and other things, and some reasons are not even understood and found till now. But one of the major thing which naturally occurs in every organism is formation of gametes, and during the formation of gametes only some variations are incorporated in both the parent, and whenever these two different gametes they fuse, these chromosomes or the characters of both the parents they mix, so hence a novel organism is created, and this is also making the organism a new variant, and this organism is able to survive in this changing environmental condition. So this is all about the theory of sexual reproduction. Now we will be discussing what exactly happens in sexual reproduction. Let's start going into more detail of sexual reproduction. Now these are whatever I have mentioned here, these are the various steps of sexual reproduction. For a sexual reproduction to occur, there has to be formation of gamete, which is the step number 1. It is a formation of gamete. Then there should be transfer of gametes, there will be fusion of gametes, there will be formation of zygote, and there will be development of zygote. So these are the first basic steps which generally occur when there is sexual reproduction. The first step, when there is formation of gametes, in this process what will happen, the male and the female parent, they will carry out the process of formation of gametes in their body by cell division. So they will follow cell division and they will carry out the process of making the gametes. Now when the gametes are made by the male and the female organism, the gametes are required to come near each other. So they have to come near each other. So gametes come near each other. Now how they will come? Generally in case of higher organisms, what I am discussing today, the male gamete in case of higher organisms, the male gamete is motile, and the female gamete is non-motile. This we all have to remember. Now gamete is otherwise called as a germ cell. You have to remember this. Now in case of this, what happens, the male gamete is produced in large number and they all travel to the female gamete. The male gamete is produced in large number, so there is more chance or more chance of fusion. So the next step is fusion. So the male gamete has to be produced in large number, so it can fuse with the female gamete. Now similarly, in this case what happens, in this case the male gametes have to have a structure so that it can facilitate their movement, like they have a smaller structure, and they have in case of human beings they have a spindle shaped structure so that they can easily move, and they have higher amount of energy so that they can easily move towards a female gamete. And in the same time, the female gamete is produced in less numbers, like in human beings it is a single, in case of plants also it is single, and moreover it will have food reserve so that food can give energy or can supply energy for the organism when the next process, which is fusion, is going on. In case of plants, now this is about animals when I am talking about, but when case of plants, the male gamete is non-motile. You have to remember this. The male gamete is non-motile, and hence what happens is this gamete requires a covering. It has to be transported by the help of something, and this something by which the male gamete is transferred is known as a pollen grain. So the pollen grain, it keeps the male gamete inside it and it travels. So hence the pollen grain number has to be also more, so that it can help in the transfer of male gamete to the female gamete. And this is all about transfer of gametes. Then next step is fusion of gametes. Now fusion of gamete, in scientific term we called it as syngamy. And what happens during fusion of gametes, when the gametes are brought near each other, they will fuse. So how they will fuse? In this case, the fusion will be, there will be cytoplasm fusion. First there will be fusion of the cytoplasm of both the, because both of them are cells, there will be fusion of the cytoplasm, then there will be fusion of the nucleus. And when there will be fusion of the nucleus, the contents of the nucleus will fuse with each other, and they will what they will do is they will add up with each other. So gametes containing n number of chromosome and another gamete containing n number of chromosomes. So the total gamete, the organism or the zygote which is formed will have 2n number of chromosome. So this is only because when the nuclear fusion occurs, the chromosome number, they add up and they form the 2n number of chromosomes. So this is all about fusion of gametes. And during fusion of gametes also, there are some organisms who are formed without this fusion of gametes, like the parthenocarpic fruits, that, like for example banana. In them what happens, there is no fusion. The female gamete only carries out a lot of developments and cell division, developments with cell division, and it forms a new organism. So there is no fusion of gametes. So it is coming under a type of asexual reproduction only. But in case of sexual reproduction, there is syngamy which is required, or there is fusion of gamete which is required, so that the characteristics of both the gametes, they will fuse and they will mix up and they will double the number of chromosome, hence bringing stability in the organism. Then after the fusion of gamete is over, the next step is formation of zygote. So the cell which is formed after the fusion of the gametes, the cell is known as zygote, and zygote is a single cell which is having 2n number of chromosomes. So gametes have n number of chromosomes and zygote has 2n number of chromosomes. So after the fusion of the gametes, the zygote is formed, and totally these two process together, if I will take fusion of gamete and zygote formation together, this two process is known as fertilization. So nowadays, now what we do is, actually we conventionally give the name syngamy and fertilization same thing, but there is a little difference, that syngamy is only fusion of the gamete, while fertilization means the formation, syngamy along with the formation of zygote. So the zygote, which is a single cell, is formed after the fusion of the gametes, and it is having 2n number of chromosomes. Now after the zygote is formed, then there will be development of zygote. So here what will happen, the zygote will start dividing. A single cell zygote, I just told you the zygote is single cell. So the single cell zygote will start dividing into 2 cells, then 4, then 8, then 16, then 32. Like this it will go on making clusters of cells, and the cluster of the cell will be called as an embryo. So it will form a cluster of cell which is called embryo, and this process is also called as embryogenesis, in which embryo will be formed, and this embryo in future will develop different organs, and it will become a new organism. In case of plants, the embryo generally develops inside the ovule, and in case of animals, like for example human being, the embryo develops inside the uterus, and later on, after full development of the embryo up to fetal stage, then after certain development there will be birth of the child in case of human beings. So we will be discussing in all these steps in detail in case of plants and animals, but we need to first understand the concept on the steps behind sexual reproduction, which will involve the formation of gametes by the parents, which are haploid again by cell division. There will be then transfer of gametes towards each other, so they are they come each other so that they can carry out the next step, which is fusion or syngamy, in which they fuse. The first is the cytoplasmic fusion, followed by the nuclear fusion, in which the number of chromosomes, they add up to become 2n. Then there will be formation of a zygote, a new cell which is formed having 2n number of chromosomes is called as zygote, followed by the development of the zygote, in which the zygote carries out cell division to produce number of cells, and these number of cells remain as a cluster and is called as an embryo, and the process in which the zygote is developed by the cell division and forms an embryo is known as embryogenesis, which in future will develop into a new organism. So this is all about today's class. In the next class I will start sexual reproduction in plants in detail. Hope you have understood all my topics which I have discussed in this class. Meet you soon in my next class. Stay tuned. Thank you.